Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Snowman. Welcome to another brand new snoCast, the second best thing you can listen to, right behind a goat with asthma singing Metallica's Nothing Else Matters. I'm joined today by two very special, amazing guests. Thank you to Graphiclicious for that submission. I want to hear that, honestly. That sounds pretty amazing. But I'm joined today by ShayMay and Raguio.
Raguio.
Messed
Yes.
it up. I messed it.
You got it. Good enough.
AKA Lewis. Everybody's here. Awesome people. Great start, guys. All right, let's
Nail
go
it.
home.
All right, let's go.
Awesome
All right.
intro.
Nailed it.
Nailed it.
Hey, guys, what's going on, guys? How are you guys doing?
I'm good. Good. It's
I'm all right. I'm doing well.
It's a lovely day outside.
Yeah,
That's why I'm inside because nobody goes outside.
it's a great day to be inside.
It's a great day. That's it. It's a great day to be inside.
I'm doing well. You know, I woke up a little bit ago, ready to do an awesome cast. For our audience that has no idea who you are, especially, you know, they might see like a Steven Universe picture and be like, is this the Steven Universe cast? I don't know about this.
Oh, shit. It's another one. It's got to be Shane all over again.
Tell us what you do on the YouTubes. And this is a very different and special one, as you can tell just by looking at the beautiful picture and thumbnail here. We're kind of doing like a Did You Know Gaming cast, so you may be wondering what in the world these people have anything to do with that. Why don't you tell us what you do on YouTube, because there's not like a specific YouTube channel for you, but you are involved in YouTube. We were talking about this earlier. Tell us what you do. Why don't we start with Lewis?
Okay, so I'm Lewis, aka Raguio. I don't inherently have my own YouTube channel, but I am a video editor. I guess the main video editor of Did You Know Gaming. And
Are you the only video editor on Did You
no,
Know?
I'm not. Well, it kind of rotates. Like sometimes Shane will have special projects for other people, like he did with Austin. And
of course, yeah.
And
there's also
Zaibatsu.
Halo and Science.
Yeah,
With
and
Todd.
and Todd, and also like the Zaibatsu also sometimes does some of them. But it's if you scroll in the credits of like, let's say the 20 recent Did You Know Gaming episodes, you'll see my name there in the credits. If you scroll down to the description, but I don't think anybody does that. So.
I have a question. What is Did You Know Gaming? I've never heard of it.
Did you know? Did you know gaming?
You don't know? Are you telling me you forgot to subscribe for more facts and trivia?
Holy shit. Shane is going to be pissed.
I know.
He left explicit instructions at the end of the video.
They're very clear.
I messed up big time. I did not prepare for this cast ahead of time. I'm just like, hey, I want these two random people. I have no idea what they do, but let's just have them on, and maybe they'll explain to me what the heck that is.
Okay, so for those who don't know, Did You Know Gaming is a, I guess, weekly show by this time, where we aggregate a lot of facts and trivia about your favorite games. When I say favorite games, it's probably the games that you keep asking. And we and you know, a lot of people say more Mario, so we do more Mario. But you know what? I love it. It's a great show.
We are the internet's #1 source for Nintendo trivia and nothing else.
Quoted as quoted by our great reviews on the YouTube comments.
It's like Rotten Tomatoes, like the comment section on YouTube now, just like reviews.
Pretty much.
The channel. Yeah.
No, but it's
right.
In all seriousness, it's great, and I love. It's easy for me because I played a lot of Mario games, so when we talk about it, it's actually pretty useful because sometimes, you know, we like even I like proofread the script sometimes, and like I would notice like, hey, this little thing, it's like it's kind of weird here, and I would talk to Shane or to Shay, and then we revise it and correct it. So yeah,
there you go.
Yeah,
good time.
For those that I'm pretty positive that anybody that is going to watch this cast knows Did You Know Gaming. I'm pretty sure there's no possible way.
Well, I mean,
they would have no
just
clue.
for those who don't know, it's a show about gaming trivia, as the show says.
And that's really all you need
title.
to know. And hopefully, I guess my goal with this one is I want to give like a little insight into the show. You know, we're still like in kind of the introduction here, but that's going to be the whole cast here. We're going to dive deeper into what it looks like to be a part of the crew. So if you're a fan of Did You Know Gaming, or if you have ever watched an episode, or if you just like gaming trivia, hey,
this is probably the closest we'll ever get to a Did You Know Gaming.
Yeah, exactly. That's true. And hey, exclusive. You saw it here first on Snowman Gaming. Did you know Gaming? ShayMay, though, why don't you tell us what you do on YouTube /for DYKG?
Okay, well, I'm ShayMay, also known as ShayMay, which is my username. And I do both a show where I do a fucking 4.5 hour long... Sorry, can we swear in this?
Too late now.
Yeah. Okay.
Just kidding.
Shit.
It's fine.
Damn it. Sorry, I'm Scottish. It's in my blood. No, it's I do like a 4.5 hour long Sonic analysis on my YouTube channel. I do like long game reviews and talking about games. And I'm also a writer for Did You Know Gaming. So excellent. Basically I get told do a script on this game, and then I'll go away, toddle off and do a script in that game, and then hand it back. And then Shane sighs and says, "It'll do." that part's not true, by the way. I've had nothing but good things to say about Shane.
Speaking of Shane, also for those that don't know, who is Shane for us nubs that don't know anything?
Shane is the big cheese of the village, of the Did You Know Gaming.
That's how
village.
I would explain it, probably.
Yeah.
The big cheese.
That's my favorite quote from Resident Evil 4. You remember that? When they call him and he's like, yes, the big cheese of the village. And I believe I was like 14 at the time, so I was like, what the fuck does that mean? Why is there like small cheese and big cheese? Why would there be a cheese village? And if so, can I go there and eat all the cheese? Anyways, Shane is the owner of Did You Know Gaming, and he started this. I want to say he started it like 4 years ago now. I want to say before he started the videos I want to say 4 years ago, and and before that it was just he mainly did all the images that you see all the time,
right?
And the images that have been parodied to no end.
Yeah,
but yeah, so he did that before.
I remember subscribing to Did You Know Gaming after the very first video, the one on Pokemon, and I was like, "This channel's amazing." So
I think it was on Pokemon
from the get go.
I can't remember if it was Pokemon or Star Fox. I told Shane.
It was Pokemon.
Yeah, Shane, it was Pokemon.
Shane, yeah, I think it was. Yeah, Shane asked. I remember because he once asked on Twitter, "What was the first Did You Know Gaming you ever saw?" And I told him, "Oh, it was the second one." He was like, "Fucking poser."
You're not a true fan. Right.
Yeah. So I believe it was I knew of Did You Know Gaming then, but I mainly knew that it became a channel where there were going to be videos after it was John and Aaron that did voices for the videos. I think I think Aaron did one on Star Fox, I believe it was, or John. It was one of them, and the other one was Pokemon. So that's how I came to know that there was the YouTube channel. And
was it way back on Normal Boots, I think?
Yes.
Or
I mean...
Yeah,
I mean, it's still on Normal Boots. This was, Normal Boots was then, and then Normal Boots shut down for a year.
Yeah.
And then Normal Boots came back, and it definitely came back stronger than ever.
That's right.
With a bunch of people they added also to the team.
I think that's how I originally found out about it, was through the Normal Boots connection.
Yeah, I'm sure it was something to do with that as well, but I can definitely... Because this was around when I was into, this was when I was into, OG Game Grumps and everything.
Yeah, for sure.
And the only reason I got... And I have to say, the only reason I got out of OG Game Grumps is because they now moved into the other equally excellent new Game Grumps. But I'm trying not to piss anybody off.
No, it's fine. But, everyone has their own stupid opinions, but it's fine. It's fine.
But
no, it's fine.
But I just remember finding out about it very early and just being like, yeah, this is talking about games.
Yeah,
I like games. He's instructed me to subscribe, so I'll just press the button.
And I mean, at the time, I hadn't really seen anything like it. I thought it was pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
absolutely
it was really interesting.
This is probably a good segue because we're kind of talking about origins here. But how long have you two been with Did You Know Gaming, and kind of how did you come into it? How did you stumble across working for Did You Know Gaming?
Well, it was about a year ago for both of us, wasn't it?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
This month has been a year for me already. It's later in the month. I want to say like September 20th, something like that. But yeah, it's technically been a year now.
That's why I asked, to celebrate the anniversary with you guys.
Yeah. I'm gonna eat some Wendy's later to celebrate.
Planned.
Yeah.
I'll get some Wendy's later to celebrate.
But it's like basically like it's kind of Shane put out a tweet saying we're looking for contributors to Did You Know Gaming. I was like, I make the words good.
Yeah.
So I just said, hi Shane, can I be a contributor to Did You Know Gaming? Here is things what I have done. And he said, give me a sample. Do 600 words in this topic. I did it, and then he said, okay.
What was the topic?
It was Mario and religion.
Oh, is that the one that became a full-on script later that I went on to edit, and that everyone was like, "What the fuck is this shit?"
Bits of it, yeah. Like the one, because that episode wasn't written by me, and I think it was written much better because, of course, this was my first time doing it. But I'm not sure if it was based on that research or whether he went off independently and found the same bits of research, which is more than plausible.
Right.
But yeah, no, like it had a few of the same bits in there. But yeah, no, it was just a wee sample, and then Shane said, "Yeah, all right, here you go. Now do exclusively Sonic videos forever."
Hey, a dream come true.
Hell yeah, man!
I guess talk
about.
Did he when Shane hired you, did he ask you also like to give him a list of your favorite games?
Yeah, and of course I said Metroid, which is my one true love.
Yes.
And Sonic, which is my arch nemesis. Know thy enemy. No, and like Metroid and Sonic, and just like anything Nintendo I can do, and and like it's just been like I have basically been contacted, I think, for every Sonic episode since I've been on the show, and it's been great because I have a bit of a history with that series, and I kind of know a lot of stuff about it, so I kind of know what to look for when I'm going into it.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah,
that was cool.
Yeah, he did the same thing with me, I guess. I guess this is not where I answer the question.
Wait, say what?
I guess this is not where I answer the question. I don't know if you're done.
Yeah, no, I'm sorry. I just
okay.
Shut up for a short bit.
Okay.
Go ahead, please do. I want to know.
Yeah, it was basically the same thing. I worked at another company. I worked at Level Up Studios, which is a gaming merchandise and apparel. Yeah, toys and apparel mainly. And I worked there as a production designer. And then I saw that tweet from Shane. He just put out an open call for contributors to the show. And I was like, oh, I can edit videos. I can do that better than writing, because I was also like seeing if I could write. I was just gunning for everything to see where where the cards would land. And I prepared a demo reel of shit I've done before. From I did like a couple of advertising videos for Level Up Studios, and also like I did like the Let's Play channel thing that helped. So like it just helps you like edit better, and just basically to know how Premiere works, and
sure,
and to basically try to minimize the crashing as much as you can, but that never happens.
It's unstoppable.
Yep. So I applied. I made a demo reel for him, and I applied, and he was like, okay. He's like, he said like, yeah, you're one of the ones that like basically like moved on to round 2, and then he gave me a test. And the test was a bit of Twilight Princess. There was a video that later came out. and then I passed the test, and he hired me, and he gave me my first assignment around the end of September of last year, which was an Uncharted video. So the Uncharted video was my first video, and that video I believe didn't air until November of last year. So I worked on that, and then 2 months later, it was the next video.
They plan things pretty far ahead, don't they? That's kind of what I've heard is like a lot of this.
I mean,
stuff.
it was. I guess at first it was like it took a while. At first, mainly it was because he was still trying out all the new people that he had hired, and he wanted to see like who like really like worked out. He was like, oh man, these guys are actually good, and so and yeah, pretty much.
I joined in like late September, and my first episode came out. I'm sure it was just before Halloween. So yeah, but it's just because I think it takes a wee while just to kind of get like once a script, you've got to get the voice recording, and after the voice recording, you've got to get the footage, and after the footage, you've got to go and like edit it all together. And like if because I was talking to my friend who does have a very kind of like production. I'm trying to think of the right word, like a factory production method of working, and he'll plan things out like a good few months in advance. So he'll start working on an episode, and it'll only come out like a few months later. And it's quite interesting. But like, of course, since me and Lewis are only like one part of that factory production, it varies as well, because I mean I wrote the Luigi script and it came out like maybe only a couple of weeks after I wrote it, and then I have written other scripts that still aren't out, like earlier than that still aren't out yet.
Well, I bet there's a lot of like, you know, do we want to do this topic yet, or do we want to wait? You know, like I bet there's a lot of like shifting it around, and have we done a Nintendo one too early? Like, you know, kind of like varying it up. I bet there's a lot of that.
The answer is no. We've never done too many Nintendo ones.
Always Nintendo. There's never too many. I also wanted to get into this though, because I was curious of just like the process. So, kind of walk us through it. Obviously, you know, Shay. So you're at the beginning because you're doing scripts, and then editing is, you know, right near the end, and there's other stuff in between. Kind of walk us through how it goes.
Well, it starts with a very large bottle of famous grouse. No, it's so basically like
a writer's very very important tool. Just good old alcohol.
But it's no, like we just start off, and we're what usually I do is I start off like Shane says, "Hi Shay, can you work on this?" And I go, "Yes." There hasn't been one that he's given me that I've thought, "Oh, that's something I'm completely unfamiliar with." And so he gives me a script, and what I do is I go away and I kind of start. There's a few usual suspect sites that you'll kind of start with. You'll want to start with like the cutting room floor, VG Facts, stuff like that, and you try and go and get stuff from them. But then what you want to do is, once you've kind of compiled a bunch of like trivia, you then want to go and verify that trivia. You then want to go and find like the actual original source for that claim, just to be sure that you're not saying something. And I mean, like, I've got stories about that for later on. But so like, and so once that's done, once you've compiled all the research, once you are like relatively sure that you have got everything kind of in place and ready, I will then send that research. Once you've got everything in place and it's fairly trustworthy, I'll then send that back to Shane. Shane will then send it back to me and say, "Yeah, that's good." Or he'll say, "You might want to include this or that. You might want to add some stuff or amend this." Because I think the man's just an encyclopedia. I think the man just knows a lot about games.
Yeah, no, he's there's a reason why he started digital gaming, so it's like
it makes sense, right? And I bet like from his position, it's pretty cool because he still obviously has like the final say and all that. But like, I don't know. I imagine it's pretty cool for him to like delegate, but also, you know, it's like he's a master puppeteer, you know, pulling the strings.
Well, I hope it's cool. I hope there isn't a point where he thinks, "Oh, for fuck's sake, shit." Sorry, I swore again. Right. But like what he what he'll do is I'll send it back, and then what I'll do is I'll write up a script. The way I tend to work is I tend to kind of like almost do a first draft of the script as I'm doing the research. So like I'll write it down in my own words and then provide the sources and quotes underneath that. So then I kind of have like the script generally tends to be a cleaned up version of the research, and then I hand that back to him, and if he's happy with it, that's kind of the last I see of it until the episode comes out.
Yeah. And so there's and then voiceover, obviously that's different for every episode. That's whoever's doing that for that one.
Sorry, the only thing besides that is, of course, there is both Shane and Cara Hillstock, who is the script editor, will often like have a go at it. They'll like tidy it up and like clean up some of my set, because I do tend to get pretty verbose when I'm writing, and so they'll maybe like change some stuff around and kind of polish it up a little bit. And it's the worst feeling is when I've written like the Luigi script, for example, was written during crunch time from a dissertation. And it wasn't rushed. I wasn't sitting there going, oh yeah, this'll do. It's just out like, I had to be a bit more kind of economic about time. And so it came out, and I was thinking to myself, my God, I've left Shane and Cara with a lot of work there. They've done a lot of revisions there. And I was like, that's never a good feeling, because I always feel kind of guilty about that. But yeah.
Yeah.
And then,
Yeah.
So then I assume kind of Shane more works with the VO, right? Because I think you were telling me he edits often. He'll do the VO.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what he
gets that from other people.
Yeah, so he gets he has a script from Shane, and then if anything needs revised, he and Cara do it. Cara, for those listeners who don't know, was the project lead for Asagao Academy. Yeah, just giving her a shout out. She's really cool, and Asagao's been great.
Fun
yeah,
fact.
did you know? There you go. And that's how. Did you know Gaming Asagao Academy? There it is.
Yep. Hey, perfect. That's the one.
Yeah, that's
the one piece. Thanks for watching.
Yep. Yeah, but yeah, then I get the script from him. Sometimes, usually I get the voiceover and the script at the same time, so I can work up both of them. Sometimes, just to save time, he just sends me the script when it's done, because sometimes the person who's doing the voiceover like has to record another day. Yeah. But I get the script so that I can start getting an idea of what the episode's going to be about, what it's going to talk about. So then I start gathering footage, any assets. I basically start doing like Shay said, very similar research. I just look up in like the usual suspects. For people, believe it or not, people who say that we just go to Wikipedia. Like there's actually good sources on Wikipedia. Like if you look, if you like scroll down to like the actual sources of the Wikipedia, you can find cool shit there. Like I found like Nintendo Power scans that I've never been able to find before, and then I put them up on the video because it's just good shit to show.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I maintain that Wikipedia is an absolutely fantastic starting point.
Yeah.
Yes, that's definitely it. It's a good springboard.
You can't list Wikipedia as the source, but like go find the other sources.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It just helps to have an idea of what you're going into as well. So like if it's a game that I'm not super familiar with, I'll often go to Wikipedia and go to the development section just to kind of get a wee overview. Yeah. Of how it was made and everything, and then it's just good to have that context,
Yeah, definitely. So I get the script and I get a voiceover, and I start. Sorry, excuse me. I was like
get choked up
weird
about
burp. I was like a weird burp.
So you get footage too, because you were telling, like that's cool. So like you end up getting a lot of the footage. Or most of it. I always try to capture the footage as much as I can on my own. I capture stuff from my PC. I have an Elgato card as well. And luckily, thanks to me and my wife's forces combined, I have access to an Xbox and a PS3 and a PS4 and an N64 and a Super Nintendo somewhere there. And PlayStation 1 as well. And then, we have like a decent library that we put together. Yeah. If it's a game that I do not have, and I cannot find, or if it's usually also if it's a handheld game,
that I cannot capture because I don't have a 3DS capture board or a PS Vita because I can't afford $500.
Right, sure.
Well, or 300 depends on if you want to ship your own 3DS or not. That's when I find relevant footage on the internet, mainly on YouTube, and then I put it in and I try to credit it as accurately as much as I can.
Yeah.
It's amazing for me because every time Shane gives me a script, I'm sitting like, haha, now Lewis has to play Shadow the Hedgehog.
Oh, yeah, that was my favorite. That was my favorite one because we were talking about it on Twitter, and I can't remember how it came to be, but I was talking to him, I was like, man, it's fucking Shadow the Hedgehog game. And he just goes like, I got a treat for you next week. I'm like, oh, fuck. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't have Shadow the Hedgehog, and I would have played it if I have it, but I don't have it. So yeah.
Yeah, I bet it's like, oh, great. Or like if you're writing a script and be like, oh, this will be funny for him to try to find. Like,
oh no, the script was hilarious because like there was shit I was reading and it was like when the game was announced, there was like Shadow was used as like a wrestler, like a wrestling announcer, and I was like, get the fuck out of here. and I looked up a picture and there's a picture of him like standing in the middle of a ring in like this giant a guy in a giant ass Shadow suit, and he's like doing his announcer thing, and it was amazing.
Yeah, that's hilarious.
Like,
yeah.
I just would also like to give a very formal apology to Takashi Iizuka. whom I swear I'm not done this deliberately, but I was looking through some older episodes and I was thinking to myself, every time I mention Takashi Iizuka, it's just like almost completely out of context, and it makes him look like an idiot. It makes him look like completely clueless, and I feel really bad about it now.
Yeah,
because I met Takashi Iizuka the other week and he was really lovely.
Yeah, no, they all sound like lovely people, especially like like Yuji Nakano. It was just funny because I was reading through the script because I was like trying to find out like how the fuck does this game get made, and then like Yuji Naka was saying like, oh, so we got a lot of letters and like emails from like kids saying how cool it'll be to give a gun to Sonic, to just give him a gun, and yeah. I was like, and it was funny because like around that time, like 3 years before that, when Sonic Adventure 2 came out, I was one of those kids. I was like, man, Shadow's so cool. Can you imagine like a Shadow game where like he has guns and like swords? So I'm reading that and I'm like, this is my fault. This is totally my fault.
Like, I think that was something just like our age generation growing up when we were like pre-teens and thought the same thing about Mario. You know, like, oh, Mario shooter game would be so cool.
Yeah, like there's always that. It was funny because like. I actually grew up in South America, so like the games, I grew up in Ecuador. Yeah, and like the games came like way later, or like the marketing was not like good enough. So like one of the things, so I don't know, like I had this idea that like developers like read my mind sometimes, because I would be playing Diddy Kong Racing, and I know that Banjo-Kazooie was a thing that was in development. And I was playing the game and I was like, oh, Banjo's such a cool character. Can you imagine if he had like his own game? Wouldn't that be crazy? And then suddenly like 2 months later, like Banjo-Kazooie would be announced. I'll be like, what?
You're like, I called it.
I called it. Yeah. So yeah, oh shit. But I think I fucking went way off the point. Did you know gaming?
What's that again?
What's that? Yeah. Did you know?
Did you know? I think we should get a counter of how many times we say that in this cast.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
But I mean, so that's pretty much it, right? Like that's the process. So then you edit it all together.
Yeah. So I get the footage. Yep. It comes a good episode, and I slowly started to develop and I should start writing this down. Basically, like a style guide where like I actually ended up developing a bunch of presets in Premiere. And I end up using those for like, oh, if I wanna show an image, I want to show it doing this animation, or if I want to show a quote, I want to show it this way, like doing like a 3D kind of thing where like the footage goes to a side and then there's like the text here so that you can see both things and it looks cool. So yeah, and that's something that look cool. Yeah,
I bet that saves a lot of time too.
Yeah, no, definitely. Yeah. Like, so it's something again. Like, it comes with practice. So like, like the first episode I did. it took me forever because I wanted to make sure everything looked okay, and like trying to adhere to like all the guidelines that Shane gave me, and then trying to like do that, but also like try to add like a little bit of my own things in it, and then like, and I was like, oh, this is actually not bad. It's actually not shit as I thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
And eventually, like, it started getting better, and I started putting a little bit of the things that I've learned on my own. I went to art school, mainly like to SCAD down in Georgia, and I went there for interactive design and game development, and I learned, and I mainly wanted to do 3D art, so like 3D art for games, because that's something I really liked, and I thought it looked cool. So some of the teachings that I got from that, I'm applying it to some of the episodes now. So the spiffy new 3D intro that you see on Digital Gaming was...
Did you just say the word spiffy unironically?
Yeah.
Spiffy's a great word.
I love spiffy. It's a good word.
You know what? I'm not going to argue with you.
We'll just let it slide.
From now on, Shay, I want you to work the word spiffy into a script.
Ooh, there you go. Yes.
Yeah. Don't forget to watch a spiffy new episode of Digital Gaming.
Don't forget to watch a spiffy new episode of Digital Gaming.
Ooh, don't forget. Oh.
But yeah. So so for example, the first time I did something like that was with the Metal Gear Solid episode. There's like a part in the episode where there's like a 3D model of the PS1 model of Snake, like rotating. And I was like, oh, wouldn't it be cool if I just showed that? Because it's, it's talking about how the 3D model was like all this low res and like it barely had any detail to it. So I wanted to show that. So I got the model from the models resource. Thank you, Das. Shout out to Das for putting up this Spiders resource, which is also like a constant source that we use.
Yeah.
And the models
Das is
resource
a lovely guy as well.
Yeah. Oh no, I love Das. Hey baby. If you're listening, that is.
Daz, you can't see it, but I've just winked into my microphone.
I think I felt it. I felt that wink.
Yeah. Good. So I did that, and like I showed it, and like it's just things like that. Like you do it on your own, and I didn't really clear it through Shane, but like I just showed it to him, and he was like, "That's actually really cool." And so every now and then I do stuff like that.
Yeah.
Trying to think where else I did that. And the Knights episode, which is the Knights video, was actually like one of my favorites I've worked on, because it was just I had no idea what this game was. So this was actually like the first time that Shane gave me an assignment, and I was like, well, fuck, I don't know anything about this game. And then I realized I went to like my library, and I was like, I think I can get it. And then I went to buy it because you can get it on Steam, and I realized I already had it, because that's just how Steam is. That's just how Steam works. And I started playing the game, and I was like, what the fuck is this shit? Like, I don't get how it works. It's so disorienting. And it takes like a while to get used to it. And I started just recording and playing the game. And I know, and it was a lot of fun. It was like a pleasant surprise of a game. And it kind of made me more excited to just know like how this game got made.
Well,
so
like that's probably my second favorite episode I've worked on. Because I got to collaborate with my good friend Digi.
Yeah, I met him through that episode also. He's an excellent guy.
Yeah, and like, but he basically, him and his girlfriend basically ran the Knights community from like, I don't know, it was like a decade or something. So like, he knew his shit.
Yeah.
And like, so what it meant was that he could like, him and like, I could get a very, very trustworthy source to just basically check it over and verify it, and it made that thing an absolute joy as well, because Knights is one of my favourite games, so.
That's cool, yeah.
Yeah, a lot of sources came from that community. Am I right, Shay?
Yeah. Like they did so many like interviews with Yuji Naka and everything, and they were really involved with like the public presence of Knights. Outside of that, because Knights has basically only had 2 games.
Yeah, it's only 2 games and then a bunch of cameos and Sonic games.
Yeah. So like, I'm not too far outside of my batting area.
So in that episode, like I did this thing where like it talked about like the box that came in with the game and this new 3D controller that had an analog stick. So I basically grabbed an image that had like the box all laid out with all its sides, and then I just modeled the box and I showed it up and I had it there rotating, and I'm like, it's just a stupid box, but it's just a stupid box rotating in 3D, but it looks so cool.
Yeah, that's cool.
It's like, yeah, it's just like a little extra level of polish that like it's not necessary, but it just makes things look good
and stuff you can be really proud of. It's like, I did that.
Yeah, I did that box. That's where my 4-year art degree went, to make boxes.
Yeah.
Everybody who's listening, I want you to go to the Knights episode of Did You Know Gaming and just type in the comments, "Nice box, Lewis."
I'm gonna do that as soon as we're done recording.
As soon as this, I'm gonna wait like a couple of days after this podcast comes out, and I just want to scroll down the comments and I just want to read "Nice box, Lewis" all day long.
I have an interesting question, and I guess it's kind of a 2-part question of like, what are some of your favorite parts of the job, but also your least favorite parts? Because we talked about this a little bit before we recorded. I feel like for me as an editor, to be like a full-time editor, I feel like that'd be rough sometimes, where it's like, are there times you're ever like sick of it? But then I see it from a different perspective, because for me, making a video is the whole process, right? I'm writing the script, I'm recording the voiceover, I'm editing the whole thing myself. So when I think of editing, I think of, the whole thing. But just editing is, like if you're sent all the stuff, I bet it's not as bad, because it's like, okay, I just have all the assets and I put it all together. Same with, scripting. It's like if you enjoy writing and it's like, oh, I'm just doing the writing, like that can be fun. But are there times where it's like, I really don't like this, or I'm sick of it, or anything like that?
Can I start with my favorite experience with digital
Please do.
gaming?
Yeah.
Right. My favorite episode I've ever written for Digital Gaming was Pokemon and Mythology, which was narrated by Jimmy Wetzel. And just because I got to like go through not only Pokemon, which is, I fucking love Pokemon, but I also got to go through like some real life like mythologies and stuff, which I'm also really interested in.
Yeah.
And like compare and contrast, and so that was really, really fun for me to do. But a couple of months later, I was at a conference. So I'll say like my favorite part of the job is when I get to kind of like talk about like real life inspirations or that kind of comparison. But a couple of months later, I was at a conference in Dundee, which was about games and comics and their effect on education. Like, so how games and comics can be used in a school environment to teach kids and everything. Yeah. And like lots of examples were coming up about how Frank Miller's 300... Was it Frank Miller? I could be completely misremembering.
It's Frank Miller, I believe 300 is Frank Miller.
Yeah, Frank Miller's 300 taught a kid about the Battle of Thermopylae. Is that... you know what? Again, I'm not looking it up. Feel free to correct me. But... so like it taught a kid about this and blah blah blah. But one woman stood up and said, like, she was saying no, like, because I think the context of games can teach kids a lot about stuff like that. Because I had a child come in who knew a lot about Hebrew mythology because of Pokemon, and I was sitting there like, that's my episode.
That's really cool, man.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
And like, unfortunately, I couldn't find her afterwards to ask her for more details. But I'm at least 90% sure that like that kid had gone and watched Did You Know Gaming and had actually learned something from it.
Right?
That's really cool, man.
And that put a wee smile on my face.
It's more than just trivia, right? Like, that's cool. Yeah.
Aww.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
That's my favorite part of the job.
Yeah.
As for least favorite, my least favourite... Okay, my least favourite part of the job, my least favourite story was... My very first episode was in Sonic Adventure 2. And I was looking for this piece of widely touted trivia that was basically originally Sonic Adventure 2 had a branching storyline, and so Sonic would be... The example given was that Sonic was in a submarine and he would either have to like save the submarine or escape the submarine, and eventually that was kind of taken out and put into 2 different stories that kind of like interlocked with each other that you see in the final game. And so I read that, and then I tried for literally about 2 or 3 days straight to find a source for that. And I was looking for ages, and eventually I resorted to finding magazine scans of the old UK Dreamcast magazine. Lo and behold, eventually, in one of the previews for Sonic Adventure 2, there it was. Confirmation from an official journalist, like licensed by Sega, saying that this was the case.
Yeah.
Fantastic. I was elated. I was like, I've cracked it.
Like,
I've
finally.
nailed it.
Yeah.
Right? That went in the episode. And I sourced it and everything. Shane was happy with it. And if it's good enough for Shane, it's good enough for me.
Yeah.
And that went in the episode. And then the episode came out, and unfortunately, it was Liam Robertson, who works for Unseen 64. He said, actually, I've talked to Takashi Iizuka, and that's incorrect. That is that was never the case. And I was like, that was kind of frustrating. And then to add insult to injury, the fucking first comment below that was, Did you know gaming just uses Wikipedia? And I was like, I wasted 2 days of my life on this, man.
Yeah.
I remember you tweeted about it. You were so frustrated because you actually put a lot of work. And somebody was like, yeah, just use Wikipedia. Like, listen up, you little bitch.
That's so funny. I mean, part of it's probably thankless in that regard. It's like, they don't know what you went through.
Yeah, it's kind of like that sometimes. I had a kind of similar experience like that, and it was because religion as well. I don't know. Sorry, I didn't mean to hijack your response, Shay.
No, that's me finished. That's
okay. All right, so I guess for worst experience, it was also something similar in that regard, where it was the Mario and Religion episode, and and thankfully I come from a family that has a very very religious background, so I grew up with learning about all this stuff.
Yeah.
So it's still interesting, all this religion and mythology, or just learning about history like that is an interesting thing to me. So it was this episode, and it was the Mario Religion episode, and was talking about I can't remember what it was, but it was something about a Tibetan script, and it was something that was correlated to one of the Paper Mario games. And and I had to look it up, and I had to make sure that I was using the corresponding images. Just wanted to show it was the Tibetan Book of the Death, and I had to show that. And if you go through history, you know that every single mythology had basically their own Book of the Death. What I found out was that both the Egyptian and the Tibetan ones are very similar. So I had to try real hard to make sure I was using the correct image, and I was not showing the wrong one. And then it came down to it, and I showed it, and I was like, all right. I showed it, and there it is. And Shane looked at it, and he also went it looks good. I was like, good. Let's put the episode up. And immediately one of the comments was like, hey, actually, just so you know, that's an Egyptian script and not a Tibetan script. I was like, fuck.
Yeah, dang it.
Yeah, it's and again, it was one of those cases that's because of one mistake, people are are they even doing their jobs right? Yeah. Or and it's at a point where even then it gets to you that you made such a small stupid mistake, because you're so focused usually on you're so focused on doing all this other thing that makes sure it's right, that sometimes mistakes will slip by, and that's fine, and we try to
and that's
we try to
it's that's nothing.
Yeah, we try to rectify. It's fine. It's a good feedback to give. When they say one of the comments was hey, just want to let you know it's this, and I'm like, all right,
sure, yeah, not
sure, I'll pay more attention to it. But there's the other feedback is just not related to artist intention, which is just feedback to just be just be a dick, I guess.
Yeah, well, it's on the Pokemon and Mythology episode. There were a lot, because you can't get everything about Pokemon and Mythology in 7 minutes. You're not going to manage that. But there's a lot of comments saying that Infernape, because one of the pieces of trivia is I said that Infernape was likely based on Hanuman from Hindu mythology. I think that's right. Who was a monkey who was set on fire and then accidentally burned, not accidentally, sorry, he escaped and burned down the mythical city of Lanka. Now, the people's two contentions with that was, number one, they thought I meant the real island of Sri Lanka rather than the mythical, like, they were like, that Sri Lanka's real, right? And I'm like, no, no, the other one.
Yeah.
The other Sri Lanka.
Yeah.
But it's... but the other one was they were saying actually Infernape is based off of Son Wukong or Son Goku from Journey to the West. But the thing is like there's two ways to phrase that. There are people who are like, oh, I thought Infernape was based on this, and that's awesome because it's like people that know about this stuff. And then you've got the other kind that are like, oh, are you an idiot?
Yeah, for sure.
Are you a tool?
Yeah.
No, but I always try and keep very much in mind that is probably younger kids or like, folk who aren't really thinking through their phrasing rather than, I mean, you will get trolls.
Yeah.
But I try and just stay like positive about like that and that they probably don't mean it like that.
Yeah.
I want to say something, and this relates to another show that's become popular recently. That's kind of similar in that like trivia nature, which it's Adam Ruins Everything, which became a popular show recently.
Oh yeah.
And it's a cool show. The format's interesting, but like a lot of people go like, is that really true, Adam? Really? And like they get kind of smart about it, and that's kind of like the nature of digital gaming. Also, like some people go like, really? Did that really happen? Where's your sources? And that's interesting because I feel like when we make people question what's said in the show, I feel like we're actually doing a good job, because that's actually what us working in the show do. It's, we look at all this information, we go like, whoa, did that really happen? And, we do the research and we go through the sources and we present what we find. And that's something that Adam was saying about the show. It's like, that's what he wants to do with the show. He wants people to look at it. He wants people to be like, that can't be real. And do the research for themselves. And that means that, they're doing something right.
Well, it's kind of a funny question, right? Is that really true? Because like you guys would be like, this is fake. Let's see if they notice. Or,
but like, I mean,
or be like you're not going to look it up yourself or something. Like they just think you're going to trust it. I don't know. It's kind of funny.
I mean, like you're free to trust us or not. You're free to trust the episodes or not. But like, we present this in the format that we presented, and we present the research that we've done to the best of our abilities.
Yeah, like I think that the other thing, of course, is if you wish to correct anything on a digital gaming episode, please feel free to present counter sources, and like it will absolutely be amended, because like that trivia I mentioned earlier about the submarine was corrected like that. It was immediately
we did it
revised.
Yeah. Because I think you guys care, it's like you care that
of
it's
course we
trusted
care.
and accurate, and like, yeah.
Yeah, and the other thing is of course we are going to make mistakes.
Yeah.
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 Usually because I'm addled through too much famous curse.
Yeah. Yeah. So what else was? So the best thing that came out of digital gaming for me, other than getting sappy and like being like, oh, I made all these lovely, wonderful YouTube people in the community, and they're all lovely, lovely bunches. Which is true. Still stands true. All of you people are lovely, and I've met really nice people through digital gaming. But there was this one time when somebody tweeted at me, and I was surprised because my first instinct was, they're like, hey, I came from this episode. And my first instinct was, holy shit, they read the description. They went through the credits and found my name.
They
That's
know
amazing.
me, yeah.
Yeah, they know me. They found my name. That's amazing. And, it was one of these, and he was like, hey, can we talk through DM for a minute? And I was like, yeah, go ahead. And basically he was asking me, questions that are probably going to come on later in the podcast from what you've shown me, Snow. but I'll go into them later. But basically, it was asking me also like, hey, how did you get into it? Like, what's your process? And what do you have any advice for people who wanna get into this? And the fact that somebody like bothered to like go into the credits and find this person, and somebody was like, wow, that was really good, like and like it makes me feel like that I've done a positive change on the show, good enough to like to inspire people to just be like, oh, I want to learn all these techniques, and that's cool. That really like struck a chord with me that day, because that's usually me. Usually I'm the guy who goes around and being like, how the fuck did you do this? Because I just keep crashing Premiere. And there would be usually the answer would be like, oh, you do this, or the other answer would be like, Premiere just sucks, but that's what we got.
Yep.
But just the fact that somebody took the time to reach out to me,
and
it was really nice of them. And
it would have been a lot harder to find. Like, instead of reaching out to, say, like the person who voiced the episode, or like somebody that like had nothing to do with it, but they might think they did, and things like that.
Yeah,
that's cool.
So it was very clear to me that like that they cared about the show, and they cared about the people who did it, and those viewers are the viewers that I'm really thankful for. That really that made it possible for me to have a job and pay my bills.
Yeah,
doing this job.
I did kind of want to go there, actually. That's kind of a good segue about just like advice in general for anyone out there that might be an aspiring editor or writer, or just, content creator in general. We were, kind of talking earlier, just like, we're not like specific content creators. It's part of the process, but no doubt you guys are deeply involved in the YouTube process and what that looks like, and you're still content creators. Advice for people that are, up and coming. They want to do this thing for a living, or what you guys do. What advice do you have?
Have a Scottish accent.
That helps.
Because it just means that you can talk any old pish and folk will listen to you. I recommend it. But
if you're not Scottish, I guess you're fucked. Is what?
Yeah, that's it. It's the only piece of advice. That's all.
Go home. Just leave it. But seriously, if the best advice is just do it. Like that. Like, I know, haha, Shia LaBeouf meme, but
I agree. I agree to that. But go ahead.
But like, just right. Like, I mean, just start doing something. Just start. Like me and my friend did this really horrible. I say horrible. That was my fault, not his fault. He's lovely. But we did this like Let's Play series, and it like didn't get anywhere. But it taught us about the process of making and uploading videos. And then I started my YouTube channel, and I just like threw out what I fancied throwing out with the limited skills I gained from that that Let's Play channel, and it had kind of grown from there. And lo and behold, if you build it, they will come, as they say. And just like keep making. The other thing is even if you're not really intending on doing anything with it or going anywhere with it, if you make something, that's also something to put on a CV. So that comes in really handy later on as well. Because that was just it. It was just I just basically sent Shane saying, "Oh, I've done YouTube stuff before," and that was it. It was just like, and if I had thought like at the beginning, if I had thought back in like 2014, oh, nah, this is going to be a waste of time. I'm not going to make any money off of this. Then I wouldn't have been hired, and I wouldn't have met Lewis, and I wouldn't have met Snowman, and I wouldn't have done all of this.
We wouldn't be here on this podcast.
Yeah. Man.
Yeah.
And
then what would you be listening to?
You wouldn't be listening to this very cast.
You maybe be listening to an asthmatic goat singing "Nothing Else Matters" by Metallica.
Exactly. Which is better than this. This is the second best thing. That's the first best thing. That speaks to me though, because like I've been there, right? Like the first thing you make is probably gonna suck, and just like accepting that, but it's experience, and you grow from that and move on. And like, my first experience with editing was like making sketch comedy videos, and like they were really poorly edited and everything, but like it got me used to doing it, and that led into, you know, this channel now that I have, and like just building and growing from there. And even my first videos on Snowman are terrible, and so you grow and you get better and better.
Oh yeah. Do not strive for perfection as well.
No,
because
don't. Just have fun.
You will get better by putting out videos rather than withholding videos.
Ah, yeah, for sure.
Don't keep
it until like it's not going to be perfect. Yeah.
It's an interesting thing because, you know, like when it talks about you know, content creators and artists, people say, man, they got a natural talent, and like it's partly true. Like, I get what they're trying to say, but it's not a talent that you're just born with it. It's something you like. It's an interest that you're born in, and then you craft it and you work on it and you perfect it. Yeah. And that's all it is. Like, that's.
And like, I've got a friend who's like, you know, who's just utterly incredible at art, but and the thing is that what we see is the finished luminous art with all these beautiful colors, all like perfectly balanced and everything. What we don't see is her sitting up until 5 o'clock in the morning, you know, having not eaten anything in hours, like tanking coffee to get this done. Listen, it's nothing to do with there is no inherent aptitude for this sort of thing. You just have to do it, and you'll get better.
Mm-hmm. That's what I told. That's what I told the kid that messaged me. That's what I did, because that's how I started. Like, that's actually like a funny story. When I was in elementary school, we had to do like a special assignment, and we had to present it in a unique way. It could be like a collage or like an essay, and I decided to make a video of it. And I basically watched like mafia movies, and that's what I made the video of. It was a terrible thing, filmed with a really shitty digital camera. The audio was terrible. I put in a certain moment, there was like a 3-minute fight where I put Du Hast in the background because I was a fucking edgy teenage edgelord. It was awful. I don't have it, sadly, because I lost it. I would send it to people if I still had it, but it was terrible. And I failed that assignment because it had nothing to do with it. And then I begged my teacher to tell me a way, how can I remedy this? And she was like, well, you got to talk about more research. And I'm like, I got the fix. I presented the exact same video, except at the end, it has a 2-minute segment of me sitting down on a chair and just giving out exposition. And like, just that. It was awful. I passed it after that, but it was awful. But you know what? I did that with a shitty microphone and a shitty camera, and using fucking when was that? It was 2005 Windows Movie Maker, and that's what I used. And that's what, if you don't know, that's a lot. Yep. That's the way a lot of people started.
That's how I started.
Waleed Balrog the Master, if you see his first videos, he says it himself. He's like, I'm editing using Windows Movie Maker. Yep. And that's amazing. But and that's how it starts. Just do it. Just grab the tools you have and fucking do it.
And I think
right now, it's actually better than ever right now, because, you know, all these, you know, Adobe and all these, like, you know, manufacturers are starting to realize that this is cool, and that made all this shit more accessible than ever. Because I believe Adobe Flash was a software that used to cost around $400. And then a year later, you had to pay an extra $400, and that was insane. So, you know, the fact that you can get a subscription to Adobe Premiere for, like, you know, $20 a month now,
right,
which is still a lot of money. There's always other means that I've not gonna condone here, okay, but I'll say I have gone down that road. But you know, just find whatever means you have to do it, and fucking do it. It doesn't matter if it's good. It doesn't matter if it's bad at first. What matters is that you took the time to do it, and that's extremely important.
And it always comes from a love to create things, right? Like that's what it always was for me. Is I've always just loved creating things, whatever it is. And sometimes it's music, sometimes it's videos, you know, etc. and make sure you still love it. Like that's where it comes from. Don't forget that it's because you enjoy it and it's fun for you.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's the reason why a lot of people say, you know, why is there a lot of Nintendo episodes? Why is there a lot of, like, Mario and Zelda episodes? And it's because a lot of us as a team, like, just really love Zelda and really love Mario. And, you know, like, when you have a subject that you know well and you like, you end up just doing much better work, you know?
Well, I think the other thing that has to be considered is just how prolific those series are. Like, I do understand the contention if you've got... I find it funny that basically you have got... Nintendo YouTubers must take up like at least a 90% slice of the market. And I say that as somebody who's basically sitting there looking at his upcoming video list and it's all Nintendo. And then I think you might have the Sega fans, which is almost exclusively dominated by Sonic the Hedgehog. Yeah. And then there's only one PlayStation exclusive YouTuber I can think of, and that's Kadikarus.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I honestly haven't found any other, like, that's what I do. I do PlayStation stuff other than Caddy. And that's interesting, and that's why I came to like his channel, because I grew up a Nintendo kid. That's all I had. So watching his videos, I learned more about, like, you know, like, oh, what the fuck is Crash? Even though, like, I knew what it was, but I never played it. And watching his videos about all this huge ass library of PS1 and PS2 games, it's really cool.
Yeah.
Just do it. That's what we're saying.
Yeah, for real.
Yep, just do it. Look,
Absolutely.
I did. Yeah, I had a Let's Play channel just like Shay did just now.
Yeah.
And it was probably not the best. We had, like, God damn it, what was it, like maybe 30 views each episode or something.
Right.
But what matters is that I did it, and I watched those episodes later, and I was laughing my ass off because it was me and my friends, and we were drunk off our asses a lot of the time, and it was just that, and it was just, you know, we look at him again, and my friend who did it, she's Amanda. She runs Pepper and Pals, which is like a bird blog, hence all the birds you be hearing in the background every now and then. Every time we did one of those episodes, you know, I would be setting up all the hardware and the audio, which, again, like, by doing this show, I learned how to use capture cards and how to capture footage and how to record audio, how to make sure that, you know, edit it all together. You learn all that process just by doing Let's Play shows, which is, I still sustain that it's a good way to just start getting your feet wet into all this, you know, process of making YouTube stuff. But every time we did an episode, I will be doing all this, and then she would be in the kitchen fucking getting her ass drunk with peppermint schnapps. and that would make for some pretty funny stuff. But then, like, a week later, I would come back to her and I'll be like, hey, do you remember that time we played this game? And she'll be like, no. I do not remember because I was drunk off my ass. So I actually do not remember shit. And then she would sit down and watch some of the episodes, and she would be like, I don't remember ever saying that. I'm like, you were drunk.
If nothing else, keep them for posterity because you can laugh at them later.
Yeah.
Like, definitely. Years later, you're like, oh, this is something.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. So that helped me eventually. You know, I eventually got a job at Level Up Studios, and there I worked with, you know, I worked with, like, a lot of client work, and but I also did, every now and then I did videos, because I was, you know, I told my boss, I'm like, hey, I can do videos. Do you want me to do, like, promotional videos of, like, deals and sales and stuff? He's like, yeah, go ahead. So I did it, and, you know, that helps as well. It always try to, like, present an opportunity and grab any opportunity you can.
Yeah.
From it. And eventually later I became good friends. Thanks to Level Up Studios, I became good friends with all the Game Chops people, and I even did some videos for them and some art. There's a video on, like, there's a Mega Man 8 track. It was a remix of Frostman, the Frostman stage that has, like, the board that goes jump jump slide slide. And it was like a remix of that track. Yeah, I know, right? But yeah, no, and I learned a lot of After Effects shit there. So if you click on that video on the Game Chops channel, there's like a Mega Man, and he's, like, riding on a board, and he has, like, this fucking like rocket thruster that's, like, throwing out fire and smoke that I did that, and I just, like, Just learn, take whatever experience and opportunity you can get, and just fucking do it.
For show. Faux show.
Faux show.
I got a really...
That's why we're all here.
Really quick question to close, because we got to start wrapping it up, but I think this is a fun question. What's a Did You Know Gaming episode that hasn't aired yet, but like you would love to do? One that's like top of your list, upcoming.
Oh, I have a really good one for this one. So there was this one episode. It was the Super Mario Galaxy episode that Aaron Eagle Raptor voiced, and at the end of the episode, we wanted to try something different with the insight. You know, usually it goes, "Don't forget to subscribe for more facts and trivia," which you should do, by the way.
Yeah, like, and listen, just don't forget.
Just do it. Just fucking do it, okay?
In your hour of need,
Jesus,
when you're sitting there lying defeated on the ground, don't forget to subscribe to Did You Know Gaming.
And not for honor, and not for your pride, but for more facts and trivia.
America.
For America. But yeah, so at the end of that episode, you know, like we tried this thing where like Aaron just goes, "Hey, so if there's a game that you like, go to the YouTube search bar and type out your favorite game, and if an episode doesn't show up, point it out in the comments." And this is like a way, you know, we're trying to gauge. Shane actually paid me one day. He was like, "I need you to do something for me. I want you to scroll through every single comment of that video and just write down what people are asking." And so I sat down for like 5 hours reading comments one day. So.
And he emerged a different man. The smile was going from his eyes.
So we did that, and you know, I captured myself, you know, writing down the thing and like clicking and then showing it. So I typed down, just like putting down a little hint for Shane. I typed down Shovel Knight, Did You Know Gaming, which is my favorite game of all time. Great. Yeah. So I don't think he noticed, but somebody in the comments actually pointed out, "Hey, the video shows someone typing Shovel Knight. So what gives, man?" What the fuck?
That'd be a great one. Shovel Knight would be great.
Yeah. No, it's my favorite game of all time.
Oh, I love that
game. And it's amazing because, like, you know, it's a game. Yeah, it's a game that just came out. Well, not just came out, but it's like a fairly recent game. You know, for it to be your favorite game. Because like I backed it. I backed it on Kickstarter, and this was, and that's probably the Kickstarter I'm the happiest I've ever backed with.
Yeah, same.
And I wish I would have given him more. I was only able to give him enough to like just get the game, which I believe it was like $15.
Yeah.
But like I wish I would have given them more. But that's fine because I just keep buying the game. I just keep buying the game over and over. I'm pretty sure I have it on every single console now, except for Xbox One. But that's because I don't have one.
Yacht Club is just such good developers. They're just awesome.
Yeah. No, I know. And so yeah, that's the episode I wanna work on the most.
What about you, Shane?
So Shane, if you're listening to this, please.
If ever I get a Shovel Knight thing through the door, I'm going to be rubbing my fingers. I'll start teasing them. I'll start winding them up about it.
Good. Thanks, man.
I would say one or two things. Either Metroid Fusion is my favorite game ever. I love Metroid Fusion.
Real good game. So it's very interesting because my brother got it. My brother got it once, and this was, you know, I was in a family of 4 siblings, so we had to share everything. So I had to share this cartridge of Metroid Fusion with all of us. And when I first played it, I was like, this game's dumb. And I played it again. And I was like, this game is actually pretty smart.
Right, you know, you better fucking pump your brakes there. Now, hang on a minute.
No, the game's amazing.
That's one I still need to play.
It's my favorite.
That's what I've heard.
It's ambrosia to me.
Yeah.
It's good for my soul. But it's either that or, to be honest with you, what I'd probably like to work on maybe more is just more X and mythology.
That's a good one.
If I give me more Pokemon and mythology, I'll just write that for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
I'll be fine.
No, that's cool though, for sure. Going deeper.
Just do it yourself, man. You can be a Poketuber.
There you go.
Oh, hell yeah. Absolutely. Like, I'll buy Pokemon cards and pretend to just only be opening them, but then secretly actually play the game.
Yo, I'm all about some more Donkey Kong. Yo, give me more Donkey Kong trivia, man.
Oh, definitely.
I know.
I fucking love that.
They've done ones before.
Yeah. I wanna definitely delve more into like the recent ones because, you know,
that's true,
believe we've done a lot of, like, you know, a lot of the country games I think we've done already.
Yeah.
I gotta go back through the library and see. But I definitely want to learn more about the Retro Studios developed titles, because that's also like I fucking love him. That studio is so
Retro Studios is so good.
Yeah, they also did the Metro Prime games.
They also did Metroid Prime,
Exactly.
which I also Shane Metroid, bring it to me.
Did you know? Retro
Did
Studios.
you know? I really.
So yeah. So if anyone out there wants a Shovel Knight Did You Know Gaming, just go Twitter at Did You Know Gaming without the G at the end, and just ask that man nicely. Ask him nicely if we can get a Shovel Knight Did You Know Gaming or Metroid Fusion.
Nobody do that. Everybody ask for Metroid instead. Thanks.
I mean, do that too.
Any and all of the above, honestly. They all sound good.
Yeah.
Where can our fine audience folks follow you on said Twitter or YouTube or anything else you want to plug?
You can find me on YouTube if you type in ShayMay, which is ShayMay, or like Shay Says or something like that, because that's what I used to call my show. You can find me on YouTube there, or you can find me on Twitter at ShayMay_. Because somebody nicked my name.
I was gonna say, gotta get that underscore, that hot underscore.
Also, as I want to say also, just to add to his plug, please, for the love of God, go watch ShayMay's Sonic Spitball games videos. They're really good videos. They go on for a long. They're like long ass videos, but like holy shit, are they really good?
There you go.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, well, just a little jerking each other off around here.
Well,
hey Raguio, where can we find you?
What's up, man?
Get it? Because hey
so
Raguio.
you can find me. Yeah, that's what I did. Somebody took Raguio, and I was like, well, fuck, 'cause that's how it is. So then I was like, well, what's a good way I can make it sound? So I was just like, so I thought, hey, how about Hey Raguio? So hey. Raguio, which is Raguio, so add Hey Raguio. So I thought it would be cool because then people can tweet, "Hey Raguio, you're a piece of shit. Where's the next fucking episode?"
I mean, that happens all the time. Like his whole feed is just retweets of people calling him a piece of shit.
Yeah,
pretty much. There you go. Now you're just asking for more. People will add to it. It'll be good.
Yeah. I wanna. So that's mainly Twitter. You can find a lot of my work on the videos. Just keep watching Did You Know Gaming.
Yeah, make sure to
I
subscribe.
hear it's a good show.
Like we haven't said it enough.
Yeah.
Did You Know Gaming?
Yeah.
On YouTube.
I hear it's a good show.
Yeah, it's all right.
I don't want to say this, but I have kind of been working on I have an idea for a YouTube channel, and I keep saying that, but I got to do it. I've recorded the footage and I've written a script that I'm probably going to rewrite 3 other times. It's fucking hard, man. That's the thing. Again, I'm telling people, it's hard to do. It's hard at first. It's hard for me to write scripts, but you just got to keep doing it.
Yep.
Just do it, man.
Plugging away.
So yeah. Just follow me on Twitter at Hey Raguio and keep an eye out.
And that's all you need to know, man. Any final closing thoughts as we head out here?
I just wanted to say thank you very much, Snowman.
Oh, thank you. Thank you guys for being on.
Yeah.
This was awesome.
Your esteemed podcast.
It's highly esteemed.
It is.
Yeah. I wanna say thanks to maybe since it's basically been a year for us. I want to say it's been just fucking lovely to work for Did You Know Gaming.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, I want to say thanks to Shay because he's a real nice guy. I say
thank you.
Thanks to a lot of the people who also regularly contribute to the show. Lee, Todd, Kitsune Fox also contributes to it. Austin. God, I hope I'm not forgetting anybody else. Kara's really cool.
Shane?
I hope I got Shane. I guess.
The hesitant. Maybe.
I guess if you listen to this, Shane, thanks a lot for it. I'll say it to you later. I'll say it to you later, and we'll see. But thanks.
big salute to Shane. Thank you very much
Yeah,
for all the
no,
opportunities.
thanks. Yeah,
You're
this
a real
has been
legend.
amazing. And I met a lot of lovely people. Thanks to him. And thanks, speaking of lovely people, thanks to Snow for having us here.
Hey, yeah,
It's,
anytime.
Yeah,
I thought this
I
would
listen to this
be-
podcast.
Just a cool,
And,
a different one, a very, very different.
It's
cast than
very
normal.
chill one.
Yeah.
Because I saw like all the other topics, and you were asking us for topics, and I was like, I wonder if I can get away with talking about Shovel Knight for like an hour and a half.
Right. I'll have to do a show.
Maybe another time.
And have
We'll
you
see.
back. Yeah.
Yeah,
For real.
See. Yeah. So yeah, no, thanks. Special thanks to you, Snow,
course.
for having us over.
No, I appreciate you.
This
all
is
very
a
much.
lovely time.
Some great insights and advice, and just it was an awesome cast. Great old time. Thank you everybody else for listening. We'll see you on the next cast. I have no idea what it's gonna be, so that'll be fun. And everybody, so bye. We'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.
Thanks for watching.
Subscribe to Snow.
Subscribe to sub to snoCast.
Sub to
Snowman.
snoCast.
Just for the
Just
cast,
please do it.
like
Subs to-
only to the
Yeah,
cast.
sub to snoCast.
Don't forget to subscribe to Snowman Gaming.
All right, see you guys.
All right, see you guys.
Bye.